The Mexican warrant is worthless here. No sworn officer or agent has the authority to arrest anybody on a warrant from another country. So it has to be vetted through probable cause of information that the Mexican authorities provide to convert it to a U.S. warrant strictly for the purpose of arresting the person.
Hey Boujee True Crimers, and welcome back to another episode of Evil Strikes. I'm your host Boujee Hustla, and this is a Boujee Hustla production. If you're new to the channel, Evil Strikes is a new series I started where I talk about a true crime story while either doing my makeup or providing a commentary. So if you like true crime delivered in either format, join the rest of us. Subscribe to the channel because we have a lot more true crime stories to talk about. And a lot of you may not know this, but I do also take case requests. So if there is a story that you would like to request, all you have to do is visit the description section. There's a link that takes you to a Google form. All you have to do is follow the directions, fill it out, and I will get the details and look into it further. So recently, an interview was published by ABC News on their series called Nightline. And in this interview, we have Shanquella's mom, Miss Salamandra. She's speaking with them in regards to the accounts of how she found out about her daughter, Shanquella's untimely death, her murder. Now, this is a story that she has told countless times, and a story that we have also heard countless times as well. But in this particular interview with ABC's Nightline, there was one specific detail that I had never heard of that literally made me sick to my stomach when I heard her share this detail. And it further shows how demented and calculated the Cabo 6 really are. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the interview.
Someone just called you, said that, and then hung up.
And hung up. Say they was over there fighting. I don't know why they keep talking about alcohol poison.
Salamandra telling us she confronted the friends about that call when they visited her at home in Charlotte, North Carolina.
They was crying and say they never had a fight. They even sit here and say they was picking out what they was wearing to the funeral. They sit down here and we was talking about what colors we was gonna wear and what we was gonna do, and they sit here and say pick out what they was wearing to the funeral.
As Shanquella's family was making plans for her funeral, they received bombshell news contradicting everything they'd been told by the so-called friends and the police report.
My goodness. Khalil is so wrong on so many levels. He was supposed to be extended family. He was supposed to be Shanquella's lookout in case anything happened to her. He was supposed to be her quote-unquote best friend, and he allowed this to happen to her. And then he had the nerve to come to her house, her mother's home, and tell bold-faced lies day in and day out. And what makes it worse is that he brought her killers to parade in front of their faces as well. They literally put on Oscar award-winning performances until their dirt got exposed. Once ish hit the fan, they scattered like roaches. I mean, the audacity that they had to sit there with her mom and discuss funeral arrangements and outfits when y'all were the reason she was even in this predicament to begin with is just another level of evil. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the Nancy Grace segment that she did on Shanquella, but throughout her episode, she had professionals in different fields dissecting different details of the case, including a medical professional. And she basically had them, quote unquote, dumb it down for us, you know, for the everyday people who don't speak law or medical terms. And the medical professional, the way he described a spinal cord injury was just so brutal. Honestly, it was very uncomfortable to listen to the way he described it. it just really reminds you how seriously she suffered before she finally passed away. And if you haven't seen this episode, all you have to do is head over to foxnation.com, or you can simply Google search crime stories with Nancy Grace and then type in Shanquella's name after that, and the interview should pop up. I don't remember if it's just the audio that you're gonna hear or if you actually get to watch the video as well, but the video was mainly Nancy on the screen anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. The story is just as compelling whether you're watching it or just listening. I cannot wait for these psychos to see what prison life is gonna be like in Mexico. And that actually segues into the last part of this video. YouTube thought I would be interested in seeing what prison life would be like in Mexico, and they threw this guy's channel in my feed. I'm assuming because all I keep looking up is Shanquella Robinson details. So of course I clicked on it because I wanted to get a glimpse of what it would be like for the Cabo 6, and I'm sure you guys are curious as well. And he basically explained what Mexican prison was like, well, at least for the men, but I could imagine it's somewhat similar for the ladies as well. So I'm going to share a small clip of some of the stuff he explained. And as always, if you want to hear everything he said, then I will link his video in the comment section because I want to make sure he gets his credit since it was his experience. And it definitely was no walk in the park, let me tell you now. So if any one of the three so-called men get prison time, this is what they can look forward to. And quick disclaimer, he says Mexican jail, so I'm sure prison is going to be way worse, if not the same. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer because at the time that I made the video, I didn't realize he was saying jail the whole time. But, you know, this is just give us a little insight. And trust me, even the little bit that he's telling, no, ma'am.
Family, lovers, haters. This is not clickbait. I am going to break down what my stay was like in a Mexican jail. I was just released from a jail in Mexico, July of 2021. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm from the United States. I'm going to let y'all know what the stay was like. It ain't any pros, obviously, but I'm going to let y'all know, compare and contrast what it's like in the United States versus what it's like out here. Now, if it's something that y'all want to know, if y'all find this information useful at all, hit the thumbs up, hit that notification bell, bang, you know what I'm saying, notification gang. I'm sure a lot of y'all would like to know what exactly I did to end up in there. That's a story for that is a whole other subject, and I'm coming out. If y'all want to know what exactly it took to land me in that dark place, then, you know, go ahead and put it in the comments. You know, if I get enough comments and I'll know it's interest in the subject, and I'll go ahead and let y'all know. And I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing major. It didn't take much. It didn't take really anything. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and let y'all know that. So first off, what I want to say, one of the main differences that I could say from the United States and my stay in a Mexican establishment is where we were at, where I was at out here. It's gonna sound crazy as hell, but they did not have running water. Like, you know how we have sinks in the United States and we say the water is brown and stuff like that? Well, where we were at out here, they don't have running water. They have a wholesale block. They had like 30-gallon waters, like, you know, like you buy them 30-gallon water jugs, and what it is, no joke, they have one cup. They take that one cup, they fill it up, and they pass it throughout the whole block. I'm talking about the whole block. Shit is one cup in this COVID-19 environment. Another thing that tripped me out, I wanted to speak to my lawyer. I wanted to speak to the U.S. consulate. I wanted legal representation. That was a non-factor. Like, they like, lawyer? They went to laughing at me when I asked for a lawyer. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I don't know if you have a right to one, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you do got a right, they're going to laugh at you. They ain't going to be respected. Let me go ahead and show y'all again, you know, let y'all know we in a good place now. So, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to worry about, ain't nothing to be stressed out about. But yeah, another difference between The United States being, you know what I'm saying, incarcerated in the United States and out there in Mexico is 30 men to a cell, no beds. There's not even like a concrete slab where a bed would be. They're literally it's literally the floor like you see here, and you pretty much find a spot that doesn't smell too much like urine, and that's your spot. But it's 30 men to a cell. Another thing that tripped me out, something that I would have thought was barbaric, the toilets. They did not have, they had something. It wasn't a toilet, it wasn't a urinal. I don't know what would be the best way to describe it, because I've never seen anything like this. I've never experienced anything like it. So like I said, they had something, but it wasn't a toilet. It's kind of like a metallic hole. So picture if there was a hole, say like there's a hole coming out with a pipe that goes down. No running water involved. You'd urinate, you defecate, and I guess gravity just takes it as far down as it can go. So I don't know what you call that, but where I'm from, it's not a toilet. Like I said, it's no water, it's no way to flush it. It's literally like a metallic hole that, you know, you do your business in and it goes down. What else can I say? Another big time difference that I noticed about out here and out in the United States, and this is no exaggeration. Can you imagine rats the size of your shoe? I wear size 12s. Rats the size of my shoe. That's not including the tail. Man, I ain't never seen anything like this in my life. It shocked me. Like, that's what convinced me to pay the ransom. That's a whole other story. And,
I wanted to vomit when he said trying to find a spot that doesn't smell too much like urine, because I cannot stand the smell of urine. Oh, it's just disgusting. But what really took me, oh my God, what really took me over the edge was the rats. When he said rats, listen, you might as well just end me where I stand. I repeat, I am not sharing any dwelling with a rat. And then he talking about they're big as a size 12 foot. No, thank you. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I also tried to look for the other video where he mentioned why he went to jail, but I couldn't find it. Like, just looking at his other videos, they didn't look like he would have been talking about his time in jail in Mexico. So maybe now that his video is gaining traction due to a whole separate ordeal, maybe he'll circle back and create that video for us, because I would be interested to know why he went to jail. And like he said, it didn't take much. So if it didn't take much for him to land there, imagine what Cabo 6 is going to be experiencing once they go, because they did something way worse than whatever it is he probably did, since he said it wasn't much. So there you have it, guys. Prison in Mexico. Well, at least part of it. Again, to hear the rest of what he has to say, check the link in the comment section to get the full description. The next true crime case is coming out this weekend, so again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. And as always, don't forget to share, like, and I will see you on the next episode of Evil Strikes. Take care.